Yo, what's going on, my beautiful people? It is your boy Lindon Brian's brand new video here today. How are we all doing? I hope you're doing well. And yeah, let's break this down. Just had my fourth fight on DFC a couple of weeks back. I feel like I'm dropping this a bit late now, but I thought you guys kind of like my reaction, what it's like, how I've thought of the decision, sort of the aftermath of everything. So you guys didn't know, I fought on the official Don's Fight Club, so DFC, the platform. I've been doing that for probably past sort of year and a half. They've had four shows, and I fought in my fourth bout. So yeah, I've done all the shows. I might be the only fighter on that platform. I've done every show so far. But yeah, no, like I say, I really enjoy it. I feel like boxing is one of those things that like I feel like I definitely need. It's like one of those things where it's like, especially coming into this one, like there's a lot of suggestions. It's like final year of uni, a lot going on, graduate jobs, where you're gonna live next year. It's like you probably don't need the stress of like thinking about a boxing fight. But that's exactly why you need to stress about thinking a boxing fight, because yo, it's like you need to learn how to handle pressure, like how to handle yourself, especially kind of that transition as kind of going from a boy, sort of boy excuses and boy mentality, to thinking like a man. Like I know at some point I feel like yeah, you just need to get tested, and also it's that thing. It's like I feel like the thing about boxing is it keeps you on your A game, because you know at the end of the day you're going to be in the ring with someone that wants to take your head off, that is well trained, that is well prepared. So it makes you have to be well trained, you have to be well prepared. And yeah, but someone like me, where like when you haven't got that in your life, you can easily go on a downward spiral, because you see me, the size of me, like weight wise, you can tell that like yo, I've had big periods in my life. I wouldn't be this big if I didn't have big periods in my life where things went to a downfall. So yeah, boxing was very important, kept me very switched on, and I came into this fight with a lot of optimism. I did have kind of my thoughts in the back of my head, which actually did come to light after the fight, which I actually didn't even really need to. Which was kind of like, yo, I'm going against this guy who was basically in the same club that I was in before, had the same coaches, and knew everything about me, and I didn't know much about this guy. Which I remember saying that after the fight, and I didn't even really need to say that, because at the end of the day, you've done 6 minutes in the ring, whatever it is. It's kind of like playing. The way I kind of put it is like playing Sunday League. It's like first half of the season, you might have all your people, and it seems good and it seems cool, and then your team gets a few bad results, and then players get a bit annoyed with management, and then they switch to another team in the same league, and then you end up playing them again, and you're like, this person knows everything. Like, you're like, this person knows everything, every tactic, what every player wants to do. It's trained with us for how many weeks, and now he's playing against us. But like that happens. Like that is sport, that is life, and if you accept the challenge of that, and you're not gonna back down from that, then that's something you just have to deal with. So that's kind of how I look at it. It's part of the game, it is what it is, and I can't really factor that in. But yeah, in terms of the fight went really well. If you guys haven't seen the fight already, I have left the IG live of the stream. I've left the IG live of the fight ready to go on my Instagram. So if you guys haven't seen the fight, feel free to go check that out. Obviously, it's not perfect. It's not YouTube quality, but it is there if you guys want to kind of view it. I've kind of gone back to it a couple of times. I know a lot of people have gone back and watched it. And yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people. So if you guys don't know the official decision, I actually did end up losing on majority decision, which means that it was 2 judges to 1, because there's 3 judges. Unanimous decision in boxing is when all 3 judges agree that like that fight won. Majority is usually two. Majority is 2-1. So it kind of shows when one judge scores it your way, then there's a legitimate argument to say that yo, this person could have won the fight, and that's kind of the consensus that I got from a lot of people. A lot of people said that. A lot of people said that I should have won the fight, and I'm not just talking about people there in my corner. I'm talking about people who box. A lot of people came up to me who box or who were in the crowd who watched it, and then people online as well also came and DM'd me that I'd never spoke to in my life, and were like, "Yo, we watched your fight. You did so well. I thought you had it. I thought it was close." So it's that's definitely positive, and I think that's a big improvement from sort of previous DFCs. Um, so it's one of them where I am disappointed. Of course, I'm disappointed, and I'm obviously getting that decision against me and then losing. It does, yeah, nah, 100%. You have down periods because it's tough. It's a tough life, and it's like you put your all into everything, and it's like say even with messing up with like the speech, it's like yo, it's like you spend weeks preparing a winning speech. When you want it to go well, you spend weeks getting ready for that winning speech. You'll think about who you're gonna thank and thank you everyone for coming out. And yo, just start and then do this call out and that call. Like everyone's ready to kind of have like the winning speech. Everyone, and that's what you're when you're running around late at night or when you're in that boxing session, when you're in that sparring session and things are getting a bit heavy. You think, yo, this is what it's all for. So when that doesn't happen, it's a bit like cool, part bit plan B, which you didn't really. No one really creates a plan B, but yo, it's life. It's life. So. Um, yeah, I was going to say that the fact that we kind of got to that point shows that there was a massive improvement. Everyone was saying it was the best performance yet, and someone with bring that boxing. Boxing isn't even my main sport. It's not a sport that like I say I'm like dedicated or wouldn't even say I'm in love with particularly. Like I'll watch like the main big fights. I know Fury Usyk is this weekend. I'll check that out. Obviously Anthony Joshua and like there's a lot of other fighters that I do enjoy watching, but it's not like something where it's like no my spare time I'll go watching boxing. Like if anything, football probably still my main one where like I'm here foot catching on a Premier League, playing FPL, playing Sunday League, playing the footy addicts. So it's like I grew up playing football and I can't really change that. But boxing's been such a great opportunity to me, and it's helped me so much. I think it's done way more for me as a person than football I think ever will. To be honest with you, because at this point I feel like Sunday League is like as much Sunday League is like it is good, but it's not the same character building at all. Like because you lose a game on the pitch and people will just be like, oh, it's my teammate's fault. Or you'll be like, oh, the other team was just better than us. Like, whereas boxing is individual responsibility. If I lose a fight, there's no one I can look at but myself. So, um, I think the biggest losses are learned when, let's say, my bed's literally just there in my uni dorm. And it's like, I'm there just kind of in bed, just literally just there thinking, don't want to go on my phone. It's like, you know when people like message after the fight, like people are sending you like, oh, well done, you did so well, I'm so proud of you. And it's like, I love it and I appreciate the support. And I felt the support in the crowd. I think everyone that was there was just, yeah, going mental whether you knew me or not. Or even a couple of people who were from my opponent who were booing me. Like, it's just part of the game, man. I love it as well. I kind of love them to kind of being like the villain. So, yeah, no, the atmosphere was great. And yeah, I feel like I'm just really. I feel like we're building, and after every DFC fight we've had, because obviously I've had 3 losses now. People will look at the record and be like, "There's 3 losses," but I think out of those 3 losses, there's one loss where I'm like, yeah, 100%, like definite lost, outboxed, didn't really know what I was doing. And that'd be the first one. The first one I would say I really didn't even know how to win. Like I didn't really know what I was training for. Like it was like I put together a performance. I stayed in that ring, but it's like I should have. I should. There's no real thing. It's just like I should have done better. Like I should have done better. I should have prepared more, been around more people. That one kind of yeah. Throw it to the side. Go again. DFC 2, which was close fight. Where the original opponent dropped out, had to drop out last minute, and then ended up fighting a guy who I only found out afterwards. Been boxing since he was young. I think he represented Ireland in boxing, and just basically been boxing a lot of his life. And for me, in my second ever fight, I'm still training by myself at this point. And obviously, the lesson I took from the first fight was that, yo, you need to come forward more, you need to throw more punches. Like, yo, you need to actually be in a fight. Like, don't just do this. Like, the first fight, I felt like I was there in the ring just trying to survive, which is not how you win boxing matches. So the second fight, I was like, yo, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to create a fight. I'm going to land some big punches, which is exactly what I did, actually. And, yo, especially, I remember that third round, I remember being like, yo, like, I'm doing this. Like, yo, every round was me going forward, him landing big punches, I'm landing big punches. And the thing is obviously I mentioned that he boxing for Ireland. This guy had a lot of experience. So what that fight came down to is this guy knew how to protect himself, and my defense wasn't really there. But in terms of cardio, in terms of going forward, I thought we landed just as much big punches. And I remember, even though I lost that fight, the fact that that guy won, and obviously this video's on YouTube, I'm not just like saying this for like saying this. This guy won, and they go asking for words, bro. And this guy just ran out the ring. Like, he was tired. Like, that's the first time when I was like, yo, my cardio is actually quite good at this. Like, I was actually realizing that. Yo, I could have probably done another round, and that guy was slowing down. So yeah, so you have that experience, and then DFC 3. That's kind of when we like on the back of 2 losses. You have to win this, and we go out there and we get the job done, which was amazing. About to say, the opponent did what he did. He tried. He definitely came in there, and he tried. But I think with that fight, it was just landing a few of the big punches. The defense was a lot better. That's when Louis came in, and he really, really helped. He really taught me fundamentals. That's when I really learned a lot about myself. Having to traveling down, having to like, I remember being in Blackpool one weekend and having to come back down. I was in Blackpool one weekend. Obviously, I was back living at home as well, back in Burton-on-Trent. This was last summer. And I was coming. I went to Blackpool in August to watch Burton play, and then in the evening I had to come back. Robert, my mates went on a night out, and then like 3 a.m. I had to leave Burton to go down to London. So traveling that weekend was crazy, and like for like 6-7 weekends, it was literally Burton to South London, training, coming back. Like, my life was boxing at that point, and it showed in that ring. Second round TKO, things were good. And then this fight, knowing I was coming up against a better, even though I didn't know the opponent, I knew it was a better opponent, and I knew that they're going to put me in with someone that's probably had a training camp. And obviously then I found out that he was in the camp that I was in before. So I was like, yo, this guy's going to be prepared. They're going to train him well, and he was. But I knew that, yo, like, I know what it's like to lose. I know what it's like to not have... I know what it's like to lose. I know what it's like to throw a lot of punches. I know what it's like not to defend myself that well. So I was like, let's actually try and put all this together. I was doing more. I was doing spar. I was trying to getting these spars in. I was doing my own class sessions. Like, so training preparation wasn't amazing. Like I say, I didn't have any individual coaching going into those fights. But what I did have is preparing for that battle. I was out running with Bartov, shout out to Bartov, sparring with people who wanted to be amateurs. I was fighting, where was I training Lynn AC in Beckham, Burgess Park, and then I was training with Jacine Camp. They're based down in Miguel's in Brixton, and those 2 groups of people really helped me kind of zone in, prepare, gave me the right mindset. There's people who they'd be asking for me, like, if I didn't come to training, they'd be like, oh, why weren't you at training today? Or I'd see him out on a run, and they'd be like, you come into boxing training tomorrow. And those kind of people really sort of help. Like, and that's the thing as well. I really love that boxing. I've met really good people. The fact that I didn't even have corner people until the day before, and guy that I'd been in my corner previously, Bear, he came in. He brought Luke as well, who's an experienced boxer. On the very last minute, I'm like, yeah, no, we can come to your show tomorrow. We're happy to be in your corner. And then they were sick on the night as well. So, but though we've lost, and I'm really, yeah, of course, I'm down. I'm disappointed. Low day, stuck in my bed. I've also been back to training already, which is good. And I'm also thinking ahead. I think about potentially running one back at home because I feel like I spent the last four fights being the away fighter, being away from home against people who have had strong crowds in Southeast London. Whereas obviously I'm from the Midlands. I'm not from Southeast. I'm not from London at all. So it would be nice to go back home, fight in front of a home crowd, and yeah, probably have that pressure of being the favourite. But it is what it is. Yeah, I'm really excited to go do that. And I think these kind of lessons where it's like, yo, can you be better? Can you be better on nutrition? Can you be going to the gym more? How do you tighten up this guard? How do you just being in there with better amateurs, inspiring better amateurs, especially in heavyweight, kind of seeing different styles? It's like, yo, how can you make it so next time? How can you get that big right hand to land more? How can you be more aggressive? How can you make sure you're not coasting in the last 30 seconds? Yo, can you look? Can we look to a 4-rounder instead of a 3-rounder? Let's really see how we do this, and let's make sure that next time you step out, yo, that guy. It's gonna be long. It's gonna be long for the next opponent. It's gonna be long for because I don't want to experience kind of what I've experienced in the back of this fight. And as much as I'm very proud of kind of the performance, and when you consider the situations and things that went into it, it's still a case of, yo, you want to win. And yeah, I'm very competitive. If you guys don't know this from the way I compete, and I've beaten us in the league, you guys have seen kind of drama and stuff, and kind of have kind of built anticipation for like football matches, like single-handedly through like statuses and stuff, whether it's FPL and we're saying, oh, this is how we're gonna finish the season and I'm gonna be champion. Like a lot of things with YouTube, like a lot of things where I'm a very competitive person. So with running, pushing myself certain distances, it's just kind of how I am. It's how I'm built. Built different, of course. A lot. So yeah, we look to come back with a bang, and yeah, not let us set us back too much. But yeah, that's it, man. You just gotta ride the wave. When you're losing, don't run away from those feelings. Make sure you feel those feelings, and make sure when you're doing that self work and that questioning, and you're really start to doubt yourself, make sure that like you answer them questions. So next time you go out there and you put in the performance, and there's no regrets. But yeah, that's basically it for me. I don't want to say. I feel like I've said a lot. Maybe you guys would think I've said a little, but I kind of wanted to kind of explain my side, kind of how I'm feeling right now. Maybe if this video had gone out like maybe the day after I'd fought, maybe maybe I would have said a bit more things, tried to be a bit more controversial. But kind of now having just over a week to kind of sit on it, kind of sit on the fight, kind of chilled out, looking to kind of move on, push towards the next thing. But yeah, it's good to be back in front of the camera usually as well. I wouldn't have my mic and my camera set up, so I thought I'd do that as well. Kind of give it a bit more better video quality. But thank you guys all for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. Going back, creating content on this YouTube channel now. Trying to really get back into it as we push towards summer. Obviously, uni's been a big thing. So, uni on top of boxing, on top of other things, music things, football, like all sorts, man. It's been a long time, but now I can just look to kind of focus on video quality and production, growing up this YouTube channel. When I say blowing up, I was like, yo, that's up. Yeah, wait for that, brother. Like, I was gonna, but love. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Much love to you all. Thank you for all the support, and yo, we're gonna come back stronger, fitter, better. You best believe it. We're on the road again. So yeah, hope you guys tune in for the journey. Much love to you all. I can't say it enough. I love all the support, all the comments, all the people reaching out. It means the world, man. It means the world. Peace.